Ready to rock? Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. You are watching World of Matchups, and welcome to the divisional round of the NFL Playoffs 2024. My name is Dexter Reed, bringing the heat every week. You guys know what it is. On the other side, my A1 from day one, helping me break these games down in all their splendor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from Mr. Spencer the Wiz. What up, dude?
Well, I'm recently engaged, and then I get to cap off a beautiful Friday night getting engaged to my girlfriend with divisional football. I mean, I think this is kind of the life that God intended. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. No, that's so great, dude. Congratulations from World of Matchups, and all your homeboys are behind you in this, man. That's such a great thing. A lot of people we were just talking about don't think marriage is a flex, man. If you find a woman who loves football the way our wives do, you lock it up and you enjoy the rest of your life. To the games last week, I went 4-2. Spencer went 2-4. I nailed Sunday and Monday. Saturday was a little rough. We'll see if we can do a little bit better for you guys this week. Hopefully, you've made some money. These are some tough games to call, but we're going to break them down. And here we go. We're going to start off with today. The Houston Texans, who upset the Cleveland Browns, who I was so sure were going to win that game. They destroyed the Browns, absolutely took them apart. Back-to-back pick sixes, the whole 9 yards. They head to Baltimore, the 1 seed, who hasn't played for anything important in weeks. Baltimore is minus 9.5. Oh, my stars. 9.5. I saw this go down as low as 7.5 this week. I'm taking the Houston Texans. That's just too many points, man. It's just too many points. Now, look, this is a very important game for Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson has more to lose than anybody in the playoffs left. He got paid. People have been saying this guy's not a winner. People have been saying when it counts, he comes up lame. Can you imagine what First Take will sound like if Lamar Jackson loses this game to the Texans, Spencer? I just can't see it. I think they're going to come out guns blazing. What? On the other side of that, man, CJ Stroud is no scrub. I see a backdoor cover here. I see Baltimore controlling the game handily until probably late in the fourth quarter where there's some dummy backdoor cover touchdown that means absolutely nothing. CJ Stroud and Nico Collins, and they cover the 9.5. Smart play is Baltimore money line. I don't see a world where the Texans win this game. I just don't. You haven't seen Lamar run a lot this year. All bets are off, man. He's running today. He cannot lose this game. This is like a legacy game for Lamar Jackson. Not only that, I saw them take apart the Detroit Lions in this building. I saw them beat a Rams team that had won 7 out of 8 in this building. We saw them go beat up on the 49ers in prime time. The Ravens have beaten up on everybody. They have, man. And they're the number 1 seed for a reason. I think that they win the game, no problem, but I just cannot see them covering 9.5. They don't have a CMC. You know what I mean? They don't have a CMC, man. Mark Andrews is still out there, going to hold them out another week. I mean, this literally has to be the type of game that we were seeing regularly from Lamar Jackson when he won the MVP. 21 of 31, 285 yards, 3 tutties in the air, another 50, 60 yards on the ground, a tutty on the ground. That's what it's going to take for them to really eviscerate this team by more than double digits, and I just don't see it happening. I really like CJ Stroud a lot. You know this. I've been banging the drum. I almost feel guilty for betting against him last week. I feel like I owe the guy an apology. He loves Jesus. I love Jesus. I mean, they're going to cover this 9.5. I feel really strongly about it, and I put my own money on it. Let's go, Texans.
Yeah, I did say that last point you made was actually really interesting. How they cut the part where you thank Jesus. It's like,
well, you know how America is.
Is he really saying anything that crazy?
You know how America is, man. People, I mean, look, this has nothing to do with what you guys out there feel about religion or faith or whatever.
Course.
We are men of faith. Okay, I'm a man of, I love Jesus, and I feel like it was complete BS that they was NBC cut that off. Dude, what does the guy have to lose by supporting his Lord and Savior? It's so stupid. I love CJ Stroud even more now. You know what I mean? That guy could be my. I mean, if I didn't have Patrick Mahomes, I would take CJ Stroud in a heartbeat. The guy's going places.
Yeah, I just it's so funny at school. Every time the school day starts, we stand up and thank God. I don't know, man. It's just funny. America's a very funny place. But yeah, that was game last week. It was crazy. I thought the Texans definitely had a chance to win that game. Like I didn't think it was like that crazy. I didn't think Cleveland Browns were that so much better than Houston. But I was shocked. I mean, they blew them out, and I didn't see that happening.
Yeah,
But
me
I
either.
love Houston Texans on the first leg of our teaser, which I believe hit last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Even
it
though
did hit.
I didn't have the best predictions, but our 3-team teaser did hit. And I feel like I can really just only call games against the tease, which I know doesn't give me a lot of credit, but it's something. I'm a teaser specialist. How about that?
Right.
So I love this as the first leg of the teaser. I mean, I've seen the Ravens year in and year out have this exact matchup against the Tennessee Titans. Oh,
Titans,
MVP Lamar, go ahead and steamroll those guys, and then the
Bills
Tennessee beat them.
went into
It's just
Buffalo, got destroyed.
seems like that. I feel like it'd be insane if the Ravens lost this game, but I don't know. Maybe it's not the craziest thing in the world because we've seen this show. We've seen it so many times.
Yeah,
This is what the Ravens do. They have these incredible regular seasons, and then when they need it the most, because now you start to really look at the team. It's like, okay, Zay Flowers is good, right? Probably the best receiver they've had in a really, really, really long time. Odell Beckham's, I feel like, viable to like go out on any play, and then suddenly, if it's just Zay Flowers out there and Isaiah Likely,
likely.
I don't know. I mean, the Texans prove everyone wrong every week. I mean, it just feels that way. They've proven me wrong every week. I've gone against them for the last 2 weeks, and then they go up and perform really hard. I love Nico Collins anytime touchdown scorer. I don't think the Ravens secondary is particularly good. I think their defensive unit is good, but I think their secondary is pretty bad. And man, CJ Stroud, just incredible. I mean, just a really incredible guy.
Yeah.
I hate Josh McDaniels even more because he's pretty much the only thing keeping them from trading for the first overall pick. Like,
CJ Stroud could have been a Raider. I mean,
been.
it just doesn't make any sense to me. I remember talking to you about this a year ago. I'm like, CJ Stroud can be a Raider. Go get him. Like you have to do what
it was in
teams
place,
do.
man. The deal was
Yeah,
in place.
you got to go get him. I mean, you saw how the Chiefs went and got Patrick Mahomes. You have to go get him. If you can't land him, go get him. Can you imagine C.J. Stroud with Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayer, Josh Jacobs? I mean, that's
not where the Texans are right now.
That's probably a playoff team. They'll be where the Texans are, but the Texans made the deal. They got what they wanted, and they're rolling. The key in this game for me is going to be the Texans' run D, because they're coming at you. The the bus, you know what I mean? They're coming at you. Justice Hill. I mean, they even signed old man Melvin Gordon, who's going to do his best Joe Flacco impersonation. I mean, these guys run hard, man. And that's who they are. They run hard, stop the run, play good defense. And that defense is going to be ready, man. Patrick Queen, they got good players on that defense line. I really like the Ravens here, but I just don't like them to cover. I see a world where they're going to take on either the Chiefs or the Bills, and that could probably be one of the best games of the entire playoffs. And I think that they're going to make sure that happens. Look, they have overachieved all season long in Houston, man. Can this continue? I mean, really, dude. I mean, the Cinderella story came and went, and then it's coming again. I mean, like I said, I love C.J. Stroud, but I just don't see a world where Devin Singletary has done enough to even warrant moving the ball on the ground, which means they're going to have to throw. No Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, and Nico Collins. Is that going to be enough? Is that defense going to do what they did last week to Joe Flacco? I just can't see it, but I'm going to take the 9.5 just simply because it's just too many points in the playoffs to delay. I learned my lesson last week when the Browns got destroyed by this team. Let's see what they can do today on the road in Baltimore in cold weather. The over-under in this game is 43.5. I'm going to take the under. Really? Baltimore on the East Coast, it's going to be cold. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see another explosion like you did last week. That game was indoors, and it was 70 degrees, man, and posh. Baltimore revels in weather like this, man. This is real man's football, and I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, and I think somehow a backdoor touchdown covers this game for Houston. Take Houston, take them with confidence. Spencer and I are in agreement. Next. Told you about them Packers last week, bro. You want to talk about a script that writes itself, man. The Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. It's house money, man. Just bet against them. That team is trash. Well, I mean, everything I told you. And their defense, man, if they're not playing the Giants or the Reds or the Washington Commanders, formerly known as the Redskins. Look, they get blown up. Dude, how in God's green earth are you in your building after the type of year that the Cowboys had and get hung almost 50 points on you and lose to the Green Bay Packers? The 9-8 Packers, oh my stars, blow the whole franchise up. The Dallas Cowboys are going to never win until Jerry Jones is dead. I'm sorry, Dallas fans. I'm sorry. Until you get rid of that guy who he's 6 feet under and you can get a coach that will be the coach. Mike McCarthy is an absolute puppet. I digress. Next, the Packers head to San Francisco. They are getting 10. I got it at 9.5 last night at Caesars. I think the Packers get absolutely destroyed in this game. I do. That ain't going to happen again, guys. Look, you're talking about CMC with 3 weeks rest off, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Brock Purdy versus a team that's run defense is absolutely deplorable. I'd give up double-digit rushing touchdowns this year. Jair Alexander is gimpy. They've got Chase Young on one side, Nick Bosa on the other side. Trent Williams is your left tackle. I mean, the 49ers are absolutely ready to mob here. There is no way I can see the Green Bay Packers winning this game. This will be the biggest upset in the playoffs if the Packers pull this out. I just can't see it, man. I mean, look, I called for a Jaden Reed anytime touchdown last week. He was a decoy. I'd be a dead man right now because I put my life on it. And I do think that he will be more involved this week. Romeo Dobbs, anytime touchdown called by you. Look great. Hit. But the key here is going to be Aaron Jones. Can Aaron Jones do what he did last week? You don't think the San Francisco 49ers are going to be ready for that, man? You're going to make them a one-dimensional football team, and Jordan Love is going to be running for his absolute life. I don't think 10 is enough, but I think they do cover it with ease. What I like more than Niners minus 10 here is I like the over. 50.5, man. There's going to be points in this game. Look, the Packers have proven that while they are the youngest team in the NFL and the youngest team left in the playoffs, they can score. They can score. I mean, you put 48, 49 points on Deron Bland, Gilly, Locke, Micah Parsons. I mean, that's a good defense in their building. They haven't lost in their building. Can they do it again? I just don't think so, man. Lightning will strike the same spot once, but it rarely strikes the same spot twice. Like C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love has overachieved this year. I told you what everyone would be saying about Jordan Love. I told you this last week. Jordan Love is here to stay. Jordan Love is a good quarterback. I just think they're running into the wrong team here. The one seed for both these teams, the Ravens and the 49ers, are going to pay dividends because rest is a real thing, man. They're as healthy as they've ever been. If the San Francisco 49ers don't go to the Super Bowl and win it this year, when are they? When are they? At least get there. They're coming to Vegas, folks. I cannot see a team left that's going to beat them, and I think they beat up on this team, no problem. But if there's going to be points, I think they'll score 31 to 35 points. I think the Packers will put up 17 to 20 points. The over hits, the 10 hits. Niners all day, every day, twice on Saturday. Bang, bang, Niner gang, and get a steak and lobster dinner at Joe's Seafood and Caesars, which is where Spencer got engaged last night. Food's good there, folks.
Oh,
Don't be scared.
I can give an endorsement. I'd love to make a big ticket and go back there, dude. I can eat every night, man.
Yeah, that place is fantastic. I'm trying to get a job there forever. So, bang, bang, Niner gang, minus the 10. I'm telling you, folks.
I couldn't agree more.
Niners are going to roll the Packers here.
I mean, last week, that's more about the Cowboys. I mean,
than the Packers.
I hate to say that because they did go out there and play, but it is way more about the Cowboys. I mean, that's just what the Cowboys do.
Cowboys suck
every year. It's just
they cannot close, man.
It's a script that writes itself for whatever reason. I mean, I called it and I still went against it. I knew it was going to happen and I still went against my better judgment. I laid out the game how exactly it was going to happen
and then took the Cowboys.
Yeah. It's just nuts, man. Like it shouldn't happen. I think that's why it's like so unbelievable. Like no other team in the NFL operates like that.
And then to bring Mike McCarthy back.
Yeah, that's
the thing, man. That's the thing that gets me. I mean, you have won double-digit games and have gotten playoff games
I mean,
every single year this guy's been here. And then when it's time to seal the deal, you fold the 10 up like no one I've ever seen. It
and
is
especially a coach that's
it's
known for doing
deplorable.
exactly that. And Mike McCarthy was defined by great regular seasons and then being terrible in the playoffs.
Let's
He's
be
done that his
honest.
whole career.
His
Like,
whole
that's never
career.
changed.
And there are so many young and hungry upstart coaches that probably could get more out of this Dallas team. I mean, you're choosing to bring this guy back. Again, man, the problem with the Cowboys, and I'll never back off this, is that the owner controls the team. The owner is the coach. The
It's
owner
never
is the
good.
OC. The owner is the DC. The owner does the draft. It's never good. It's never good. And I don't care what you say, you're not winning until Jerry is dead and buried. And I feel bad for Dallas Cowboy fans because they're close. They're really close, but they're going to fumble it away. And you saw it. I mean, there was never a moment in that game where Green Bay didn't control the game from the start of the game to the end. And I told everybody, Jordan Love's better than you think. I do think they get blown up here. I think they're a ways away. If Jair Alexander is anything less than 100%, Deebo Samuel is taking his lunch money. I see the Niners absolutely eviscerating this team and winning it going away. It'll be the type of thing that what the Packers did to the Cowboys, the Niners are going to do to the Packers from start to finish. Lay the 10. Do not be scared. Bet the over. Do not be scared. Points are coming at a premium tonight, and all your playoff fantasy studs are going to eat.
Oh,
We are
yeah.
in-
I agree with you.
We are in agreement. Next, tomorrow, Divisional Sunday. Let's get it popping. Buccaneers head to the Lions. I'm going to tell you going in the door, and I'm going to sound like a hater, and I'm okay with that. The Lions don't deserve to be here. I watched that entire game. The Lions don't deserve to be here. And I'm going to tell you why. And don't get me wrong, guys, because I like the Lions. Spencer will tell you, I was on the Lions before the rest of you guys were on the Lions. I was on the Lions when I called them for 7 wins. Okay, I'm around St. Brown. It's a top 3 player in this league for me. I don't get me wrong. Hear me out. I love the Lions. But the script wrote itself too good, and they had to push the Lions through. And I really think that the NFL wants to see the Lions go to San Francisco and take on the San Francisco 49ers. Puka Nacua destroyed this team. And there was an opportunity for them to go win this game. Matthew Stafford was ready to go win this game. And there was a clear PI. I mean, the ball was thrown into 3 defenders. 2 of them were all over Puka. And they didn't call it, man. And I'm not one to complain about the refs because we know that the refs suck. They suck for both sides. They suck for your team. They suck for my team. They suck. They suck. They suck. We complain about it every minute of every hour of every year. And they're never going to change. Until the refs are held accountable financially, this is what Roger Goodell wants. And they push them through. Because if that call is made, it is 1st and 10 inside the 20. And the Rams are getting points. And the Rams are winning that game, and Matthew Stafford is getting his revenge. But no, we got to go with the 50 years since we've been in the playoff nonsense. It's kind of like when they helped push the Chiefs through. There were so many calls in that Chiefs-Niners Super Bowl that went the Chiefs' way. They pushed the Chiefs to that. And I'm a Chiefs fan. The Chiefs did win the game. I mean, when you're down 10 with 6 minutes left and you win the game. But they got some help. The Lions, they got some help here. Now they're going to roll. Now they're going to roll, dude. Because you're not facing Limp Bizkit Eagle secondary again. You know, and as much as I love the valuable soldiers that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been this year, to be only -6 at home versus Baker Mayfield, I don't know, man. I have to take Detroit here. I just have to. I can't see a world where the NFL and the scriptwriters are going to allow Tampa Bay to win this game. More or less cover. I mean, they played a really close game versus a very decent defense with Aaron Donald. Who's the Aaron Donald on Tampa Bay? Their secondary stinks. If they would have had A.J. Brown, they might have had a better shot for the Eagles, but I just think it was the type of thing, and I told you this, Spencer, playing them earlier in the year, that mattered. Losing to them in egregious fashion, week 3 mattered, and they took it out on a hapless Eagles secondary. Now, when the Lions went and beat up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 2 touchdowns, they destroyed them, man. And everyone was there. It was a functional game. Now they're home. They're not going to cover 6. You know they're going to get all the help in the world. Dan Campbell is ready to mob the 2-headed monster and Gibby and freaking mandatory Montgomery. The sun god is going to get his. There's going to be points in this game because the Detroit defense isn't that great either. And Mike Evans had a very mid-game, and they still won by 3 touchdowns. So he's going to get him. Godwin is okay. If anything, I'm going to say take the over just because the fantasy studs here are going to go off again. Both these secondaries aren't great. I think Detroit's defense is overrated. But Aiden Hutchinson, Dan Campbell, Jared Goff in their building should win this game by a touchdown when you beat the same team by 2 touchdowns in their building. So I'm taking Detroit. I'm taking them with confidence too. You know, it seems to me after watching how the refs let this game roll that they're doing everything they can to get Detroit as far as they can in the playoffs. Now they'll have to go to San Francisco and win the game, but they're going to get there. And their fans are going to have another heyday today. I mean, Detroit, if you're a Detroit Lions fan, you're loving life right now. You're loving life right now, and I don't think you deserve to be there today. But I think you got the break that you needed, and so I'm laying it, and I'm laying it with confidence. 6 is not enough. Tampa Bay is a good team, but are they a great team? They're kind of like the Packers. They won games they probably shouldn't have won with a lot of different evidence of information, based on what happened in the past. And now here they are, and I think they get blown up. I think easily Detroit scores 30 points in this game, and they cover the 6.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think this could be the last leg of our teaser. I mean, the Buccaneers just aren't a very good team. Credit for them. I think, again,
they played well Monday, though, bro.
Something about that division, the Cowboys and Eagles, man. I just think that game was a lot more about the Eagles than it was the Buccaneers. Again, You got to give them credit, but
I'll give them credit, though.
Eagles are trash.
We're not talking about them on this podcast anymore, bro.
They stink. So
we're done.
Buccaneers did what they were supposed to. They beat a team that was struggling, but I don't think overall. I saw way too many games in the regular season from the Bucs to have any sort of confidence from them. The line is too confusing to me. It's like they know something that we don't. I mean, I think the line should blow them out. This is my best bet of the week, man. The Lions should just absolutely eviscerate. I love Baker Mayfield's at least to have 1 interception in this game. It's my best bet from this game, too, but from a player prop. So I don't even really know what to say. I mean, you and I were, for whatever reason, the Buccaneers were the best teaser team in NFL history this week. So I guess I watched the Bucs more than I ever have in my entire life. And I feel like I just know this team. This is a spot that they are not ready for.
They're not ready for this.
I think it's going to be a bloodbath, big time. And I see the Lions just dancing on 1 game away from being in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I mean the Detroit Lions fans right now are like the National Guard. They're ready. You know what I mean? They've been waiting their whole. I mean, I remember what it was like for me when I had.
Some people waited
forever.
Lifetimes.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for the Chiefs, and when I actually thought they had a shot, dude, I was loading my gun. I was ready, dude. I was ready for war. You could call me to go to Russia. I'd sign me up. My Chiefs are going, and that's how the Lions are feeling right now. And I mean, they're not getting a wounded animal. They're getting a decent team that has overachieved this year with a quarterback who's got a lot of confidence, but there's just not enough on that defense in Tampa to stop what is coming here. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes crazy. The ancillary pieces go crazy. You see a long ball from J-Mo. I could see it happening, man. I could definitely see both running backs rushing for 100 yards. And look, man, I've watched Jahmyr Gibbs now for a while, and I'm starting to think, man, maybe they did make the right pick. I mean, boy, it'd be nice to have Jalen Carter on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson, but boy, Jahmyr Gibbs, my goodness, dude. He reminds me of like pre-injury Derrick Rose is like what Jahmyr Gibbs is like. You know what I mean? He catches the ball and he just glides through the defense. He's just like, you don't even see his feet hit the ground. He's just so smooth and he can take punishment. Anything happens to David Montgomery, they don't miss a beat. I just think Detroit's going to be too much for Tampa Bay here. Tampa Bay overachieved this year, and so did the Packers. And these overachieving teams, they just don't move on to the championship round. They just don't. They'll cover a lot of them. You know what I mean? My buddy Danny sent me something. It was like against the spread, the one seeds are like 10-25-1 in like
Wow.
10 years. So against the spread, you may catch a winner, but I don't think this is one of them. I just don't at all. The Texans, maybe, but I think the Packers and the Lions absolutely eviscerate these teams that they're playing, Omar. We are in agreement. 3 out of 4. This is going to be the interesting one.
Yeah.
Finally, Sunday Night Football in what could probably be the best game played in an NFL this year. Literally, it could be. The hype is there for it. Okay, the hype is there for it. And I've been waiting all week for some shit talking, some bulletin board material, and I got it finally last night from Dion Dawkins, talking about how Patrick Mahomes has never seen Buffalo in all its splendor, which is true. Which is true. I mean, the last time Patrick Mahomes and the only time Patrick Mahomes has played in Buffalo, they won 26-17 during the COVID season with no fans. Didn't fly the Chiefs. I got them plus 2.5 last night. Score Mobile says they're getting 3 today in Orchard Park, where it's freezing. It's going to be another game like what the Chiefs played last week. The Chiefs absolutely dominated the Miami Dolphins last week. That game could have scored 50 points if there weren't miscues and BS calls. Let's be honest. Josh Allen is Lamar Jackson here. Okay? There is no more pressure for a player than Lamar Jackson in the playoffs to win today. Tomorrow, the pressure's all on Josh Allen and the Bills. If Josh Allen and the Bills do not win this game, when are they going to ever beat the Chiefs? The last 4 years, all we've heard is we always have to fly to Kansas City. The 13 seconds, that should have never happened. We were a better team. We're the better team now. We're home, and when we're done, we're going to go eat buffalo wings. Are you? Are you? This is what I know. And this is just from looking at the stats and the facts. This is not the homer in me. This is not anything emotional. Patrick Mahomes against the spread in the playoffs is 8-1-1. Playoff Pat is different. This is just a fact. Folks, this is just a fact. He's different. You saw it last week. You saw a struggling Chiefs team all season long take apart probably the number one offense in the NFL. Now, granted, it was freezing, but they did it. They did it. And they did it in style. The game was never, ever not in hand. Is Buffalo really this good? Buffalo is heavily injured. Buffalo's out like 6 starters in this game. And their back end are both questionable. They'll play, but is it going to be enough? Folks, we need to stop acting like we didn't just see the Cincinnati Bengals go there and take this team apart in the snow. Are the Kansas City Chiefs any worse than that team? I think potentially they're better. Honestly, I really do. You're going to give the GOAT, you're going to give the current GOAT 3 points on the road. Fine, you get the home field advantage. Fine, you get the fans. Fine, you get the snowballs. Fine, you can have all of it. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs here plus 3. 45.5 is the OU. I think this game goes under. I was at Bills Chiefs 6 weeks ago in Kansas City when the Bills pulled out a 20-17 W, and they did so on the backbone of a bad blown call. Terrible misstep by Kadarius Toney. Chiefs would have won that game in style. That would have been play of the year. Chiefs have probably had 2 of the best plays this year. And I think that they can go in and win this game. And I think they can for 2 reasons. Well, for 3 reasons. Number 1, we talked about playoff Pat. There's nothing else to talk about. It's playoff Patrick Mahomes. The fact that people are still disrespecting Patrick Mahomes at this juncture is mind-blowing to me. It really is. Why do you guys hate Patrick Mahomes so much, man? Is it his family? If it's his family, fine, I can get it. But Patrick Mahomes, the player, the person, there's no reason to hate this guy. All he does is win, and he wins and does it the right way. He's the epitome of a leader, and I think you see it tomorrow night. Next, I think Isaiah Pacheco is such an understrung soldier in this game. Because if you can run the ball, you can eat clock. It's cold. You can keep Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and those tight ends on the other side of the field, and if you turn those rushing yards into touchdowns, now you're really cooking with something. And finally, the Chiefs defense is elite. They are elite. I don't care what anyone says, man. Y'all can come in here with your bullshit if you want. The Chiefs defense is elite. Their back end is elite. The only thing I worry about is their run D, and their run D played really well. Really well. When I thought Devin Arshon and Raheem Mostert were going to eat them alive, they played fabulous. I think it's enough for them to cover for sure. And if you're feeling really good about it, Chiefs money line. The pressure's all on the Bills. If Josh Allen doesn't win Sunday night, Spencer, when is he going to win? It was like when Peyton Manning could not beat Tom Brady. Sure, you may beat us in the regular season, get a couple wins in the regular when it counts. Where are you at? Where are you at? Josh Allen has to be Superman for the Chiefs to win this game. Early in the week, I was like, man, I'm kind of really worried about this, man. They look like they're going to get us. They're ready to carve us up. As the week went on, healthy, and they started counting guys out, and this person's questionable. I'm like, man, it's warmer this week in Buffalo than it was last week in Kansas City. Why can't they? Someone tell me why they can't. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, these guys aren't that good. They're okay. They're not. Their defense is overrated. They're overrated. Von Miller is no one now. Von Miller is a healthy scratch half the time. Tell me, someone come on here and tell me why the Kansas City Chiefs can't win the game. Forget the 2 point. Forget the 3 point. Why can't Kansas City money line hit in this game, Spencer? I will listen to it.
Wow, man. This is well, there's a reason they're putting this as the last game of the week. I mean, this is a tough one to call. I mean, this is it's a coin flip. That's what a field goal game is.
It's a coin flip.
Yeah. But golly, I don't know. I mean, I do feel like the onus, like it just feels like the Chiefs are beatable, but you still got to beat them. You know, that's kind of the best way I can describe it. It's like
because they don't. Because if they don't beat themselves, you're losing.
But at the end of the day, you know what I mean. Like, you still got to have more points than them when the clock hits 0. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just what it feels like when you play the Chiefs, no matter like what the situation is. Man, Josh Allen does seem like he's operating on a different level. I mean, that performance last week was nuts.
The guy was in God mode.
That throw he had on the sideline, he's running away with it. Wow, I didn't think there was a chance, but
he is an absolute Terminator, bro.
He is. He's nuts.
He is,
and
man.
This is what, you know, I mean, they got hot at the right time, right? I mean, they just went nuclear hot.
They haven't lost in 7 weeks. They haven't lost. The pressure's all on them, man. They haven't lost in 7 weeks.
They are going to be so hyped. I mean,
fans are going to be hyped. They're going to be throwing each other through tables. They're going to be setting fires out in Orchard Park tomorrow. They're going to be ready to mob.
They're going to be putting fires on the tables they throw each other.
Dude, yeah. No, they're ready. They're ready. I still think the Kansas City Chiefs are battle tested and can win this game.
It's going to be a great playoff environment inside the stadium. It's going to be loud. I have an inclination, but because you get 3 to take the Chiefs, I just think at any time you can get points in these kinds of close games, I think you take them. I did take a teaser ticket, and I did take the Chiefs +9. I feel like it's essentially a lock. I can't imagine this game's more than a touchdown either way. But yeah, I'm going to lean towards the Chiefs, man. Until I see them lose, I'm just going to keep taking them. And if I have that mentality in the past, 2-3 years, I'm winning most of the time. You know what I mean?
You're winning 90% of the time.
Yeah. So with that kind of logic, there's no way I'm taking the Bills. But I do think the Bills definitely have a great chance to win this game. I mean, this is as good as ever.
Yeah, they got a 55% chance to win this game. They should win this game.
Peyton Manning did beat Tom at least once in the playoffs.
They should win this game.
They should.
The stage is set. They're home. They're rested. Sure, they're a little banged up and injured, but everything is broken their way. When they could have not made the playoffs, they ended up the 2 seed. They get scrub-ass Cleveland. They mop the floor with them. Josh Allen is playing at an MVP level after losing to the Patriots and the Jets early on. They have gotten it together. All the rumblings about Sean McDermott are going away. This is their time. But at the end of the day, in order to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC, you're going through Patrick Mahomes. It's period, end of statement. Someone is going through Patrick Mahomes to get to the Super Bowl, even in a down year. And it's going to come down to I think which quarterback makes more big plays. If it's Josh Allen, the Bills will win. If it's Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs will win. For all intents and purposes, for money, I am taking the Chiefs plus the points, and I'm going under. I think the defense is going to play really hard in this game. It is cold. I don't see a ton of points. 2017 again, 21-14, something like that. I'm telling you, this is going to be more of a defensive struggle than people think. And because of the fact that Trent McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed have now become lockdown corners, they're going to have to win this game on the ground. The key X factor for them is going to be James Cook. If the Chiefs can control James Cook, they're going to win this game, dude. I think they're going to win this game. I'm almost to the point where I feel confident they're going to win this game. I really do, because everyone's going to be all on Buffalo. The Chiefs can't score. They drop passes. They shoot themselves in the foot. Dude, playoff football is different. And if you can't believe what you saw last week, I don't know what to tell you. In sub-freezing temperatures, they took Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle completely out of the game. If they could have shut Miami out, think about that. They could have shut Miami out. Yes, they're home. Yes, they're galvanized. I don't think it's going to be as easy for Buffalo as people are thinking it will be. A lot of money is going in on Buffalo right now, I'm telling you. Everyone's like, the smart money's on the Bills. This is their time. They're going to finally beat Patrick Mahomes. What if they don't, folks? What if they don't? You want that kind of pressure? Think about it. There's going to be a moment in this game where they're going to be like, oh, my God, not again. I promise you. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift has not sucked Kelce dry yet. There's still something left. And if we get anything from anyone else that can control the ball on the ground, Isaiah Pacheco's hard to stop, man. It's not like the Buffalo Bills are this great defense. You know what I mean?
No, they're definitely not. They can be
better
had.
defense is Kansas City. Kansas City's got the better defense, the better defensive coordinator. They can just slow Josh Allen down. You ain't going to stop him. You just got to slow him down. I mean, they only beat Pittsburgh by 14 with Mason Rudolph as their quarterback. I mean, Mason Rudolph is a freaking bum. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm trying to convince all you guys out there to take a swing on Kansas City, because if you hit, you're going to win more money than you do if you take the ball.
That's true.
I want you to win money, and I want you to recognize how this works in the playoffs. This is the playoffs. This is the playoffs, and I know Patrick Mahomes this is his first road game ever. I get that. I don't think it matters, because the Kansas City Chiefs play better on the road. I've watched this my entire They played the last 4 or 5 years. They played better football on the road. It's not Arrowhead brings them to it. They are more focused on the road. Watch. I think they get this game, Spencer. And if they lose, like you said, they're not losing by more than 3 points.
I don't think so.
I'm taking those points and going to Joe's. I'm getting that steak. I'm getting that surf and turf.
Oh, I got that steak, man. It's worth it.
I like it. Let's throw together a 3-team teaser. Our teasers have been hitting like crazy. I think we've
love
hit
these
like
3-team teasers.
Five out of the last 6 weeks. So I'm
still mad that the Patriots lost that damn game against the Jets. I think about it. I don't even usually care if I lose a teaser ticket. For some reason, that one really got me to my core.
Yeah, you're supposed to win for Bill Belichick's last game at home versus the freaking hapless
It's cold
Jets.
too. Like, that's such a Patriots game, man.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway,
so I like the Lions. We're gonna do a 3-team teaser.
Love the Lions and 49ers.
I'm gonna take the Lions to just win the game. Which, I mean, my goodness, if the Lions just can't just win the game, I don't know what to tell you. You like the 49ers, you want to tease that down, so they'll be -4. That's a lock and a half, man. I really, really think so. And I would like to tease the over-under for Kansas City, 45 up to 51.5. That game is they're not scoring points like that in this weather, man.
I can that for sure.
You know what I mean? That's your 3-team teaser right there. You know, we're going to tease that under up to 51.5. We're going to tease the Lions down to just win, baby. And we're going to tease the 49ers down to -4. and then you make your reservations because you're getting steak, lobster, and champagne going away. And I'm telling you, if you are the type of person that is not scared to lay some money and you want to win some money, put it all on Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. The Chiefs do not get blown out, folks. Don't take my word for it. Go look. Somebody come back here and tell me the last time the Chiefs lost by double digits to anyone good. In the playoffs, it just doesn't happen. Playoff Pat is different. He's different. Not to mention this little ancillary piece. They haven't really been able to practice in Orchard Park very much because of the weather. I mean, like, there's so much pressure on Buffalo, and there are so many things. The healthier team is Kansas City. The better defense is Kansas City. The more battle-tested quarterback is the Chiefs. I mean, the disrespect for Patrick Mahomes has to stop. And I'm going to stop sucking him off now. But I'm here to tell you that I really feel strongly about this game. Almost as if they were at home. Almost as if they were at home. That's how strongly I feel about the bet. And I really like the Chiefs money line. World of Matchups, bringing the heat to you guys live and direct every single week. Las Vegas, Nevada. The shows are getting shorter, man. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad, dude. Man, less games to break down. But that's who we really like this week. We are both in agreement for all 4 games. Let's go over it one more time. Houston, Texas, plus the 9.5. The 49ers to mob minus 10. The Buccaneers lose. They are getting 6 to the Lions. Lions roll them. I think the Kansas City Chiefs pull the upset plus 3 over-unders. I like them a lot, too. I know you don't love them, Spencer, but the one I really like the most is going to be the Packers over-under. There's going to be a lot of over-unders, and I think they just score over 50.5. There's going to be a lot of points in that game. I could see easily San Francisco scoring 35 by themselves.
Wow.
I really can. Packers can't score 15 points. That over-under is money. You guys enjoy the games. We'll be back next week to break down Championship Sunday.
Wow.
Try not to lose your mortgage on these games, but do bet smart, guys. If you do have a problem when it comes to gambling responsibly, please hit up gamblersanonymous.org. On behalf of World of Matchups, my name is Dexter Reed. On the other side, Spencer the Wiz. We'll see you guys next week.